Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and now we just keep doing our math method. Now we are up to chapter 2, okay, coordinates, geometry, and matrix. So it is a really fancy name, but actually, essentially, it's just about the linear equations, okay, and how to solve the simultaneous equations, okay. And this one is actually fully covered, or I might need to say it's 99% covered in year 11. So let's just do the quick revision of this whole chapter, okay? So first is, what is linear equation? So linear equation basically means we only have the power of the unknown is 1, okay? Let's say y equals mx plus c or mx plus b, whatever, right? So, which means also the linear equations can be have unknown at both sides. For example, like this one, and up to year 7, year 7 to year 10, all you guys learn how to solve this kind of problem. So just remember one key idea is like doing the same thing for both sides, okay? And the tricky part is I highly recommended you do the H and I, okay, for your own time and check, see if you can get the answer correctly, okay? And next is solve the simultaneous linear equations. Basically, we have two equations and we want to find their intercept, okay? But not every simultaneous linear equations, they have the intercept, they can be parallel or they can be like collinear, so which means no solution and infinite many solutions, okay? And also for the page 65 over here, I highly recommend you did this one as well, because this can lead to before, which means the chapter 1, like the application of functions. But to be honest, in the 2A, we are stay focused on application for linear functions. But it's always a good start to do this practice, and then we can build on our skills to apply to our knowledge to the more depths or more difficult problems. Okay, so next one is pretty important to be, because I just want to emphasize one word here is literal. Okay, literal is basically means the letters like A, B, C, D until Z or whatever. So basically it is the constant, but we don't know exactly value. So for instance, over here, we have px minus q equals r. So we solve for x. So like makes x be the subject. Px gonna be, sorry, px is r plus q. So my x just gonna be r plus q over p. So every time you give me one value for r, one value for q, and one value for p, I always can give you the answers of x. So, which is, it's pretty important, which means it's pretty important because in final exam or in your SAC, your teachers or the examiners are really highly chance, to ask you guys to solve the literal equations. Because if I give you special numbers like 2x minus 5 equals 7, everybody knows how to solve it. But if I change it to px minus q equal r, then I want to solve for x. Some people get confused because they cannot really distinguish what's the difference with unknowns and arbitrary constant, okay? So for instance, for these questions, because we always solve for x, so our x is our unknowns. But for the rest of any letters, any literal things, they are just arbitrary constant. By all means, it's arbitrary constant just means like randomly constant. 1, 2, 3, 0.5, pi, square root 2, whatever, okay? So make sure you know how to do it and keep practice. This is essential skills for math method, okay? And for the final year exam. And I highly recommend you guys do this one, solve the following simultaneous equations for x and y with y equals ax plus c and y equals bx plus d, okay? And if you're doing this, you can do this properly, which means you can do the solve simultaneously equations without any hesitate, okay? So let's keep doing, or please try question 4 and question 5, okay, to make sure you can do the show that stuff. So the show that is another type of final year exam questions. It highlights the essential skills, like I give you the answers, but you have to make sure or have to show me the steps and how you get this answer. So for this kind of problem, you cannot trick them because there are some essential steps you have to cover to show you are not like copying or randomly write some steps, then suddenly get the answer, okay? And this one is important, and just make sure you practice and be confident about this type of problems, okay? So for 2C, again, this is can quickly go through. First, they ask about distance. So distance is square root of x1 minus x2 square and plus y1 minus y2 square, okay? And the middle point of the 2 points is half x1 plus x2, comma, half y1 plus y2, okay? Gradient, rise over 1, 1, 2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Equation of the line, AB, you can use any method you like. Equation of line parallels, so M1 equals M2. Equation of line perpendicular, gradient, M1 times M2 equals -1. So essentially for example 4, this is all the formulas you need to remember. Okay, let me say it again. All these formulas you need to remember. Then you are able to do this, okay? Because it is pretty basic and important, and the final year exam always ask you about this one, and they try to give you marks. So if you cannot remember this, and you're just gonna lose marks easily, okay? But once you know how to do it, it's become really straightforward, okay? So let's move on. You can check your answers later, okay? Just cover all of the solutions, then try by yourself, okay? So the next part is, again, you need to use the information to solve the linear equations, right? So we got 2 points. We got 30 kilogram, then it was $148.50. Then again, if you buy 55, it was $247.50. Okay, so you combine the two together, you get the ideas. Sorry, you get the equations of the per kilogram of tomatoes and the cost, right? So cost functions. Then you just plug the required information, which means if I want 20 kilogram of tomatoes, so how much should I pay? Then just plug 20 in, then I get the answers I want. Okay, just make sure you have the unit. So this page 70, sorry, they gave us everything we need. Okay, distance between 2 points, middle point of the line segment, gradient of straight line, equation of straight line. Four different types: gradient intercept form, equation of straight line passing through a given point, equation of straight line passing through two given points, intercept form. Okay, choose any form you like. Okay, they are all linked to each other. My highly recommendation is gradient intercept form. Okay, y equals mx plus c, because it can directly tell us the gradient. And for straight line, the gradient is the most important thing to show this straight line properties. Okay, and for the next one, I really need to emphasize here, tangent of the angle of slope. Okay, because the gradient is equal to y1 minus y2 over x2 minus x1, which is rise over 1, and it also equals tangent theta. And later on, it also equals to dy over dx. Okay, the reason why it equals m equal tangent theta, I can give you the example. So let's imagine we have one line over here, y equal x, and m just 1. And this line and the x, they have the angle is 45 degrees, right? Or we call it pi on 4. So which means tangent pi on 4 is 1. Okay, that's why the tangent theta equals m. And we have another example over here. If I got my straight line, looks like this one. Sorry, y equals, just bear me, y equals negative x. So this angle is 3 pi on 4. So tangent 3 pi on 4 is -1. Of course, it's going to be same as m. Okay? So make sure the theta is the angle that the line makes with the positive direction of the x-axis. Important, okay? Because in 2017, exam 1, they kind of test you this idea, okay, to link the gradient with tangent. And also, I think 2017 exam 2, the question 2, okay, the extended response, they also use this kind of idea, okay, to test you guys how to get the gradient easily or correctly, okay? So that would be end of today, and hopefully you guys enjoy my videos. And for this one, I just keep emphasizing the important stuff for all of you guys. And because the linear function is relatively easy, so we're gonna spend less time on this chapter, and I will spend more time on the transformation, I mean later, for the after we done these whole chapters. Okay, chapter 3 is about transformations. Okay, so hopefully you guys find this video helpful, and please subscribe my channels and click the like button. And thanks guys, bye bye, see you guys at next videos.